Glad that you are here, Gracie G. I just had to restart my computer because it wasn't letting me go online. It was just giving me the scroll of death. So hopefully this will end up working. But I did just start Reiki. Still have 4 more minutes left of Reiki. And I don't know if my speaker was on or my microphone was on, but I am dog sitting today. So if there's a little bit of extra sound or a dog walking through the curtain, we have it. It's just what it is. I'm glad that you can hear now. I didn't want to stick her in her crate just to make a video, so thank you for the thumbs ups. I do appreciate that. Gracie, thank you, thank you. Shakoya, hello, hello, welcome. Glad you're here. We have 3 minutes left on the Reiki. Does anybody have questions about the Reiki while we're doing Reiki? Perfect time for me to answer those. La, da, da, da. Thank you, Bonnie, for letting me know that you couldn't hear me, and I appreciate that. Hi, baby girl. Yeah, that's the mouse. Mm-hmm. Sorry about the interruption. You're going to have to chill for a minute, baby girl. She was literally calm until I started trying to go live. Now all of a sudden, she's been wandering around trying to figure out what she wants to do with herself. 2 more minutes of Reiki. Sometimes you don't know when it's working, especially if you're setting your intention for something really open. I don't know if you've been in the room when I told the story before that when I was doing Reiki for myself in the beginning, I went through 2 months where all of a sudden I really wasn't seeing evidence. Because at first I was seeing things going on in my relationships that were definitely improving, and I knew it had to be the Reiki because it wasn't me. And then, what are you chewing on down here? Okay, excuse me. So anyway, she likes to chew on my sound cords, so just had to double check. So anyway, I had a couple of months where I was like, I don't know what the Reiki's doing, and I was starting to be like, I don't know if I really believe in Reiki anymore. And then I went and had a mammogram done, and instead of my usual 5 letters saying, oh, we need to follow up, we don't know what we're looking at yet, I got a letter back that said that everything came back normal. And that was the first time in like 5 years. They have been like every 6 months they wanted to see me back, and then they would look at me 4 or 5 different ways, and then they would say, well, we don't know, let's see you again in 6 months. So I didn't know. As soon as I got the letter and I read it, first of all, I almost fell out of my doorway. And then secondly, I was like, oh, that's what the Reiki's been doing. So you don't always really know. And some of the improvements that it makes, even with the relationship stuff, sometimes I wouldn't realize right away until I got into a situation that normally would have totally wigged me out. And I actually reacted to it, reacted to those situations in really healthy ways. And then maybe like a day or 2 later, it might dawn on me like, wow, how did that happen? So we don't always know exactly what it's doing is the answer there. Thank you, Bonnie. Now, for me, it's really hard for me to tell where the energy is going when I set it really open. Now, whenever you guys are in the room, like I can tell where energy is going, which gives some ideas. But there's so many people that are in the room because it's not just for the people watching right now. It's also for people who are watching later that I'm feeling that energy going out to. So it's really hard to pinpoint who's getting what. And I guess we're done with 5 minutes of Reiki already. Let me wrap that up. Mabel, there's nothing over there for you to look at, honey. What are you doing? You showing people my couch? Okay, guys, it's time for questions. I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. You guys start throwing your questions up into the chat room. I'm sorry about the interruptions tonight. You guys know that's not normal. I just felt bad putting her in a crate just for me to do a video. That didn't seem fair. That is exactly true, Gracie. Reiki does only positive, good stuff. Ebony, Lawrence, yeah, throw your question up there, honey bunny. I think the dog wants to go out, guys. Excuse me a minute. I'm going to hook her up to her leash and let her go out. Come here. Come here. All right. You want to go out? I thought so. I thought so. Watch out. You can't be in front of the door. Wait to open it, silly. Are you going out or are you staying in the doorway? Go on. Go on. There. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see. I'm going to reset the timer because obviously I was distracted for that. There we go. Message from Spirit for Sequoia. Sequoia. Ebony, that's kind of an open question. You could have found your soulmate and not know it and think it's somebody else. Why don't we ask that question in a different way? Why don't we say, is your soulmate the person that you're thinking about whose first initial is fill in the blank? How about that? But for right now, I'm doing Sequoia's message from Spirit for Sequoia today. Cool. Well, thank you, Gracie. Sequoia, it's time to be very logical and put your thinking cap on, be very business minded. It's time to take care of business. You've got something going on that you thought was ideal and it's not exactly. So it's going to take some tweaking and some tuning. That's why you're going to have your business head on, your logical mind going to town. And I think that you're going to find that by doing that tuning and tweaking, you're going to make that situation a much better one. And no, this does not have to do with Marcus, just so you know. Just so you know. Ebony, can you give me a first initial, sweetheart? Bonnie Snow, message from Spirit. You're quite welcome. Bonnie Snow, message from Spirit. All right, Bonnie Snow, message from Spirit. Bonnie Snow, I love your message from Spirit. Have you been to the doctor yet? When is that? When is it? You asked me about that doctor's appointment. That's going to help me with some context here. I'm thinking, is that next week? Did that already happen? You have been to the doctor. Okay. So I remember what my prediction was. I don't know if that actually happened or not, but I can tell you what these cards say. And I'm putting them in the context of doctor's visit type of stuff. And so maybe that's not the ideal context. Maybe I know too much about you. Excellent, excellent. Well, that lines up with what I'm seeing here too. So changing your chemo pill, organs are all clear. Okay, all right, so look, you got the death card in reverse. For me, the death card almost never talks about actual physical death. I think one time in my whole psychic career, it came up as a pet's death. That's it, the end. And the pet had already passed. It wasn't like it was predicting it. But this basically is saying not dying. Okay, death card in reverse, not dying. We do have a Three of Swords here. I think this new chemo may be kind of hard to take. It may be difficult to take, but you end up with the Six of Wands, which talks about improvement and victory. Six of Wands is definitely a victory card. So I think that, not going to be the easiest road probably, but still you end up victorious. So I'm really happy to see that. The not dying and the victorious both. I like both of those. I like both of those. All right, so let's see. Ebony, you're going to change your question completely. Okay, all right. Angie, I'm at a fork in the road when it comes to my life. Guidance from Spirit. Best advice for Miss Angie on the fork in the road that she's thinking of. Best advice for Miss Angie. Okay. Knight of Swords. This is information, and this is you rushing. I'm hearing rushing around with information. So I don't know if this is you putting out resumes, but this is somehow you communicating with a lot of people as quickly as you can. I see it almost like going around and touching all the bases as quickly as you can with information. The sword talks about information, words, thoughts, things like that. Okay, so best advice is get the word out. Get the word out. It's the best way I can say that. Chariot in reverse. This basically says don't change your location. Don't change your location. Whether that's talking about work or home or whatever. Don't change your location. Tower in reverse comes up. This talks about recovering from something that was, it would definitely give you a crossroads in your life. This can be something that can really kind of knock the wind out of your sails. But it's something that came apart because there wasn't a solid foundation under it, something that used to make you feel secure and stable. And so whenever this card comes up in reverse, this says that you're replacing whatever it was that got damaged. Or taken out of your sphere of influence, taken out of your manifestation. You're replacing that with something that is better than what you had before. So you're upgrading. Sometimes it takes a little time to upgrade. But this basically says, get the word out, stay put, don't think that you have to move your location, and go ahead forward with the upgrade. You got an upgrade coming in, or you're creating an upgrade. Okay, and that was the timer. So that's the last question I'm answering today. By the way, guys, I can't say I always forget to say this, but super chats, of course, are not required, but always appreciated. Let's see. I want to catch up with the conversation, though. You're quite welcome, Shakoya. X will be back to me in February. Came back at December. Okay, watched a couple movies, ate supper, then he vanished. What did he want? Okay, let's talk about this a little bit, Ms. Penny. So I said February, he came back 2 months ahead of time, ahead of my prediction. So this is why a lot of readers will say time is fluid. I like to do time predictions myself, and I do them quite often. But here's the thing with doing a timing prediction that you should know when you're talking to a reader, and really every reader should know too. Once you tell somebody that something is happening, even if you tell them a specific time, that gives somebody the confidence to be able to go, "Okay, this is happening." And so now they're focusing on that event in a more positive way. And so what they're doing is they're actually um, activating law of attraction and adding momentum to it. And so sometimes it does actually make it come in faster than what comes up in the reading because you're actually manifesting it because of what you heard in the reading. So in that way, the reading may change things. It may speed things up. Um, Not everybody believes everything they hear in a reading, and so then that doesn't always happen. But usually I can feel it when it speeds up. I'm surprised that I didn't say anything to you about it speeding up. But anyway, so that would explain why that happened on the timing. Okay, what did he want? And this was in February. Okay, so here's the deal, Penny. Because the timer's already gone off, I'm not answering any more questions here tonight. But if you are serious about wanting to get that question answered and you don't want to wait till the next time that you catch me live, feel free to order a one-question reading from me, and I'll be happy to answer that. I also have 2-question readings and live readings available as well, um, if you're interested in those. And you can find out all about my readings on my website, which is listed in the description box below. Jeanette Valencia Gabor. Hello, hello. Welcome. You have an odd question which has been bothering you a while. Leanna George. Oh my gosh. Guys, Leanna George is my best friend that I met in 1991 in Galena, Alaska. And we became roommates. And whenever we became roommates, gosh, we had so much stuff that was literally exactly the same. We had the exact same hair comb and hairbrush, the exact same bed sheets. Back then, we had CDs for music, and we had more than 60% of our CDs were overlaps of each other. I mean, I think our toothbrushes were the same brand and maybe a different color. Maybe not a different color, but they were the same brand. And her birthday is the day after mine, just in a different year. So anyway, this is my best friend here in the room. Let's see. You're quite welcome, Ms. Bonnie. Oh, Penny, I see what you're saying. Did he just come around for forgiveness or did he want more than that? Oh, Ebony. Honey, I'm so sorry. I actually don't do medical reads. That would be something that you might want to give it a little bit of time, and then you may want to get a medium read on that. A medium read is where somebody connects with a spirit that's already crossed over. And I do those sometimes, but that's never going to be something that I do in a public forum like this because those are so, so, so personal and so emotional that it doesn't feel right to me to do something like that in public. It feels like, you know, you're too vulnerable. Anybody that's getting a medium read has the potential to be way more vulnerable than somebody getting a psychic read. And I just don't do those in public. I think privacy is important for stuff like that. But what you want is a medium read to ask the baby what happened. And I really feel for you. I am so sorry, honey. Yay. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Angie. Let's see. Universe Love. Hello, hello. Welcome. How are you? Oh, well, you know the deal. When I'm done with questions, We can always do a one question if you want. Or if you want more than that, we can always do more. Or you can wait till next time you see me here. Oh, very cool. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for the verification and the feedback on that. Candace Ferguson, hello, hello, welcome. I'm actually just babysitting the furry baby. I'm the auntie. Her mom tried to make me the second mom, and I was like, I'm the auntie. I understand it can be a very small reading, but I won't do it in public, honey. I won't do it in public. I have never had a medium reading where somebody did not end up crying, whether it's relief, whether it's joy, whether it's just missing that person and hearing as their personality comes through. So I just don't think that I wouldn't want something like that in public. That is a precious, precious thing. I would want something like that in private, and I would want it recorded so I could rehear it and rehear it and rehear it. And I wouldn't want it out in the public. So, because I would not want that, I don't do that for clients either. It's just a respect thing and it's a courtesy thing. Okay. But if you want to book a very small reading with me for that, then just get in touch with me. All right, honey bunny. Okay, guys, thank you very much for being here. Don't forget about my contest. It is still going on. I added names to the jar again today. So that's going to go on through the end of this month. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for thumbs upping this video and sharing it with others who may benefit from it as well. Thank you for putting comments here after I'm gone that people can see and that the YouTube logarithm will pick up on. And thank you to those of you getting private readings and private Reiki sessions. It's because of all of you guys' support that I'm able to do what I love to do for my living. So thank you very much. Peace out, everybody.